Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming back. First and foremost, apologies. It's been a hot minute since my last video. Life stuff happened. I thought I was doing great. I came out with 2 videos within like 1 week and I was like, oh, this YouTuber thing, it's so easy. I got this. Spoiler alert, life still happens. It's not always easy, but I'm doing what I can. Okay. So in today's video, I am finally getting around to giving you guys the story time and full tour of each and every one of my tattoos. And I'm actually really excited to talk about this. So I am someone that grew up around people with a lot of tattoos. Like all my favorite bands, head to toe tattoos. People back in the day before problematic behavior arose, but like Kat Von D was one of my earliest childhood icons. So I had a lot of role models, basically is what I'm trying to say, that were heavily tattooed. It's something that I've always known I want to emulate and achieve in my life, is to just have a ton of sick tattoos that tell stories of different parts of my life. And I feel like it aligns with me as a person. I am a very soft, sweet gal, but also I love looking edgy, giving off that vibe, and just being connected to that community of people who also love tattoos. So without further ado, you guys, first of all, thank you for coming back. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I promise I'm going to keep doing my best to giving you guys more consistent content and really putting in my best effort on this YouTube channel. And I'm also open to suggestions for video ideas, but seriously, if you watch this, thank you. If you leave a like, I love you forever. And if you subscribe, I simply bow down to you. Thank you. First and foremost, we are going to talk about the tattoo that kicked it all off. I got my first tattoo literally the day I turned 18. I went to the consultation when I was 17, a few months prior, and I set the date for my 18th birthday when I was still in high school. But my first tattoo is the tattoo that takes up the majority of my left forearm. This tattoo was done by an amazing artist. His name is Nico Bassill. Back in the day, he was tattooing out of American Electric Tattoo Co. in Los Angeles. He has since opened his own studio called Among the Willows, as he should. He's a talented icon. Obsessed, stan him. So he was so lovely with the process of getting my first tattoo. Obviously, I feel like it's not as common for an 18-year-old high school girl to walk into a tattoo shop and go for something large that takes up prime real estate on the body, if you will. But this was something that little 17-year-old me was on a mission. I did so much research into what type of style I think I wouldn't regret and a type of style I would feel comfortable sticking with throughout my adult years later down the line. I went with an artist that, I just loved everything that he did, and I felt like I made a really good choice. So shout out to little baby me. Honestly, slayed that. I feel like most 18-year-olds really regret their first tattoos or get something that doesn't resonate throughout the years, and I feel like that's not the case for me, and I'm very proud that I managed to pull that off. So let's go. This tattoo was really important to me, and it was supported by my parents. They did fund it for my birthday, so shout out mom and dad, thank you. But on my left forearm, I was left with many scars that were a very negative thing for me to have to look at on my body each and every day, and I hated other people looking at them as well. And it's not something that, I'm in Southern California at the time. It's hot. I can't wear long sleeves every day, and I just had to look at these scars, and it was a really triggering, awful thing on my body that I didn't really want to see ever again. So we strategically had this place to cover up the most obvious scars. I think it did a beautiful job. I don't even notice them anymore. And it is the life cycle of an atlas moth. So I love bugs, if you don't already know. Big bug girl over here. I love bugs! Overall, pain for my arm was seriously like a 2 out of 10. It was no big deal. It took about 8 hours all in all. It was a full day long tattoo since it was predominantly done single needle, and I love it. No regrets, great start, and that was my first tattoo. I also just wanted to speak on like my experience of being a senior year high school girly in kind of a type of high school where tattoos or just alternative lifestyle was not looked upon well, because I was a great student my senior year. I was taking AP classes. I did what I could, even though I wasn't like destined to go to a proper college or anything. But I will tell you guys, showing up to high school after getting this large of a tattoo Obviously, other students thought I was sick. They were like, oh my God, that's crazy. I was super popular for like that first week where people were noticing it. But some of the teachers that I had flipped on me. I had so many teachers that were so lovely to me beforehand and like thought highly of me. I show up with a tattoo and literally some of them became so rude to me. There was so many comments said to me, just so much judgment and meanness cast upon me when I'm like, girlfriend, like, you're coming at me. There's one specific teacher, but I was like, you're coming at me for having a tattoo when I'm looking at your tattoos right now and they look like trash garbage, whereas I as an 18-year-old have a better tattoo than any of yours. Sorry. I just feel like she was like, I don't know, that just always sticks with me. All right, so my second tattoo is the one that is on my rib cage right here. This is a natal plum, which I'll get into the meaning, but this was also done by Nico. There was one spot on my first tattoo that I needed to get touched up a few months later, so I reached out to him about it, and he was like, if you have to drive all the way from San Diego to LA, like, I'd be happy to just give you another tattoo while you're here. And I was like, sick, but I hadn't thought of anything. And just going for my second tattoo on my rib cage was honestly a little extreme. Pain was a whole nother level. That's a whole nother thing. But I was really grateful that he suggested that, and I did go ahead and just go for it. The natal plum it's honestly not like a strikingly beautiful plant, but it is all over my hometown in Encinitas, California. Most people's front yards or just streets and neighborhoods, you'll see natal plum all over. And for me, it's very sentimental because we had a ton of it in my front yard growing up at my grandma's house. Did live with my grandma for a little bit. And she taught me when I was little how to touch the thorns on the plant without getting hurt. So if you just lightly touch the if you touch the thorn, but you do so lightly, you won't prick your finger. And I don't know why, like, that's not like a deep thing or anything, but it's just such an early core memory that I have as like a little like 4-year-old baby Laura with my grandma. So it always reminds me of my grandma and my hometown. So I thought it was a good, just safe floral piece to go for, and I already trusted the artist. So I also have no regrets about this tattoo. I love it to this day. I think the placement is beautiful and major slay. Pain tolerance most definitely jumped up to more of a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely felt that one a lot more. The position I had to be in to get it done was quite uncomfortable, and because my ribs are right there, it was very thin skin. Not fun, but I think it only took around like 2 hours max. It was done very fast. So I survived and I love it to this day, but that was my second tattoo. I don't even know what my third tattoo is. So up next is gonna be my third and fourth tattoos, which sadly I do regret both of them pretty much. So my third tattoo I got while I was in LA. It's a funny story, but it has a not so funny correlation with it, so I do need to get it covered up, and I was not made aware of this until my fiance pointed it out. But basically, back when I was living in LA, I was a huge fangirl of the record artist label 88 Rising. If you're not familiar, they are a Asian focused music label. It's like Joji, Rich Brian, just that realm of music, and I was a huge fangirl. So they throw on a festival called Head in the Clouds, and I went for the first one in Los Angeles, and I had the best time of my life. It is a very happy memory, I will say that. But I posted on my Twitter, which at the time I probably only had like 80 Twitter followers. Like, my tweets were not getting engagement. And I tweeted, I was like, LOL, 5 likes and I'll get an 88 Rising tattoo to commemorate the weekend. And 88 Rising ended up retweeting it from their Twitter profile with like a ton of followers. So I woke up and it had like over 10,000 likes, a bunch of comments, a bunch of retweets, and I got so scared. But then I also woke up to a message from someone that works for 88 Rising, and they were like, hey, LOL, sorry we made you go viral, but like, let us know your Venmo. We're happy to sponsor you if you want to get this tattoo. And I was like, sick. Okay, let's do it. So they Venmoed me $300, which is kind of hilarious because I went to a studio where they only charged me $50 for this tattoo, so I walked away with a profit.
Hello, I like money.
But there's just the number 88 and an up arrow, which is literally their logo. And I tweeted it. The fact that I got it, it went viral again, and I felt like so cool. But it's tiny. It's kind of like starting to blow out, I guess, or it just does not look that good. But also, do not come at me. I had no idea that the number 88 unfortunately does have ties to white supremacy, and I guess is a Nazi number. I had no idea. So yeah, it's something I'm hoping to get covered up really soon, because I got it for a wholesome reason, because I just really loved that music festival and I love all the artists, and it was like a funny thing to happen. But now I'm always conscious of people looking at it and assuming otherwise, so I tend to wear high socks, and I want to get it covered up ASAP. And then my fourth tattoo is another one. I don't regret it. I think it's silly and cute, but it is so bad. I'm not shouting out either of these artists, because like I literally just walked in. This girl, she was like, hey, this guy I met on Tinder is doing like Friday the 13th tattoos, will you go with me? And I'm like, okay. Like, yeah, sure, I'll get a tattoo for $13, I don't care. So he was such a F-boy, you guys. If you know, you know. This guy was like fake. It was giving fake tattoo artist. It was giving like, the vibes were not right. I was just like, ew, this guy is like, ew. But my friend like really liked him and thought he was hot, so I was just there to support her and get a cheap tattoo. So I ended up getting from his like Friday the 13th flash just a little like traditional outline of a swallow bird, and I wanted to make it custom because I do have a pet parrot back home named Baby Bird, so I asked him to write Baby Bird. This man's line work, you guys, is so atrocious. There's so many blowouts. He wrote Baby Bird way too small, so it's starting to morph together. It's just not a very well done tattoo, but granted, I only paid $13, so I shouldn't have expected it to be a great tattoo, and I don't mind it, but my fiance teases me all the time about it because he is a tattoo apprentice, so it bothers him more than it bothers me. So now the fifth tattoo that I got, again, I'm not going to shout out the artist because I just walked into some random shop the first time I came to New York City, and this tattoo is a funny story that I don't really want to get too much into, but it did play a part in the ultimate demise of a 8-year-long relationship that I was in through high school and college, which is really funny that it came down to that, but I got it and my life changed, and I love this tattoo. I don't mind it, but it is a funny story, but I don't want to get into that. Anyways, so when I was in New York City, I went against what someone wanted me to be like, and I decided to get more tattoos because I want a lot of tattoos. And so I had the time of my life the first time I came to New York City. Like, genuinely, if you know me, you know that that trip changed my whole life so drastically. It's not even funny. So I literally just like walked into some random shop because I had some free time before my fiance then friend came home from work, and so I decided to get a tattoo to commemorate the trip. It is on my arm. It is just some Roman numerals, and this is the number 34. 34 has always been my family's, I don't want to say lucky number, but it's just like a weird coincidental number where, like, I don't know if other people's families or just you personally, if you like just notice a number everywhere you go and you always notice it and you're just like, oh my god, of course that number would be there. Like, why does this number haunt me? The number 34 haunts me. So it's like our family's like lucky number that we feel connected to. And it also was my motocross number growing up. I used to ride dirt bikes and I was number 34 because of it. So just a cute, sweet number that I have a lot of memories with. So it's right here. Love her. It actually has like not faded or like blown out. Like, I had no issues with it. So the artist knew what he was doing. Redemption arc from my previous 2 tattoos. So we love that for me. So the next one is on my upper arm right here. I love this one so much. It is like so empowering to me. I think it boosted my confidence so much when I got this one, you guys. But this was done by my fiance's friend. Love him so much. His name is Jayden. His Instagram is ShakyJ. If you guys are in Brooklyn, I definitely recommend booking with him. He's amazing, super sweet person, and deserves all of y'all's business. Like, I can vouch, love him. But yeah, this was just from his flash. I just wanted to go with my fiance. He was getting tattooed, so I was like, oh, I'll get a tattoo too. And I didn't think about anything in advance. I was just excited to get tattooed by a friend. And I got it last year, so that was the year that I moved to New York, and coincidentally it was the year of the tiger, and I feel like that was my biggest year ever. So many things changed. I really stepped into myself as an adult woman and just kind of started a whole new chapter. So I feel like this tattoo really captured that life stage for me, so I have no regrets about it. But it also was my first time going for something a little bit more traditional. and more bold. So as you can see, I definitely started off with my tattoos with very fine line, gray ink, wanting to be soft and feminine, but I'm kind of embracing on my right arm having a little bit more of a traditional, heavier feel to kind of have two sides of me, I guess. I don't know. But I love this tattoo. Jayden, you killed it. You are the homie, and I'm already thinking about what I want from him next, but I love this tattoo so much. I think my next tattoo was also done by Jayden, and it was like the same thing where my fiance was gonna go to get tattooed, so I decided to go with him. This one literally has no meaning other than I was just like, I love snails, you know? Sometimes you just have a day where you get a tattoo and you just get something because you love it. But this snail, for some reason, was like a 7 out of 10. I don't know why. The back of your calf, I don't know if it's just me, but I was expecting it to be easy. It was not easy. Your girl was sweating through this one, even though it did not take that long, but ow, it really hurt. Okay, so now we're gonna get into my most favorite tattoo that is on my body. I am so blessed to have this literal piece of art on me forever. So the next artist that did my favorite tattoo ever is Miss Ruby Mae Quilter, an angel on earth. Literally one of the best tattoo experiences I've had. She was so genuine, so lovely to talk to. This tattoo was so painful that like she needed to remind me to keep breathing through it because it was that bad, but it was worth it. It was worth the pain, you guys. It is my center stomach piece. That again, we're moving back into some fine line work, but this is her take on the traditional design of the Pharaoh's horses. I literally cannot believe this is my tattoo. It's definitely my most complimented tattoo, and a tattoo that I have where if I'm meeting a new tattoo artist, they're familiar with Ruby and they're just like, damn, you have that? Like, that's your tattoo? Because it's on her Instagram feed. So I'm a little bit of a legend, JK, but actually this tattoo is very like crazy for me to have. It took about 4 hours. I did not let myself take any breaks because the pain was so severe. I knew if I got up and took a break and sat back down, it was only going to be worse, so I had to stay strong and power through it. But literally, I will tell you guys, for some reason, like, this was where I thought the ribs would be worse than the stomach, but no. This was genuinely like a 9.8 out of 10 pain level for me, but the suffering was worth it. If I have to suffer, at least it was at the hands of the most beautiful angelic tattooer ever. We'll insert a picture of how it looked fresh. Obviously, it was very angry. My stomach was extremely red. It was very painful, but it was extremely worth it. So yeah, 4 hours in total. Shout out Ruby. All right, so my next tattoo, we are moving back to my arm, and this is really sweet. So obviously our friend Jayden did this one up here, and his lovely girlfriend, her name is Ashley, she's also at the same tattoo studio, did this awesome piece of her flash for me, which I love so much. I think again, it kind of, my right arm, hopefully within the next few years, will be a lot more filled in, but I feel like the placement on this is a perfect first step for me to get as covered as I hope to be. I think she absolutely killed it. Pain levels like maybe like a 4.9 out of 10. It wasn't the easiest one, but also it was totally fine and manageable and did not take that long. Ashley, again, you guys, is such an angel. If you are in Brooklyn, Ashley and Jayden, like, go book with them. They are so lovely to get tattooed by and genuinely good people. Finally, I don't have that many tattoos, you guys, but my most recent tattoo is another one of my favorites. It is on my left thigh, but this was done by one of my dream artists again to get tattooed by. His Instagram is Yukio NYC. He tattoos out of Greenpoint Tattoo Co. He also does Japanese traditional tattoos, but he is quite famous for doing really great fine line anime tattoos. And I have wanted to book with him for years, even before I moved here. I love anime. He is someone that I guess is a little harder to get on his book because of his popularity. So I was lucky enough a few months ago, maybe like a month and a half ago actually, to pick up a cancellation. So someone canceled. He posted on his story that he had a time slot available on this day. I ran to the DMs. I was like, please, for the love of cheese, can I please take that time slot? And luckily he liked my idea. We booked it and I got it done. This tattoo is of the character Lucy from the anime Elfen Lied. You guys, pop off in the comments if you've seen it. It's a very polarizing anime, obviously. It has its problematic lore more so in the manga, but I think the anime was as well done as it could be, granted the source material, but I deeply love it. The cringy parts aside, I think the story is so fantastic. I think the character Lucy herself is incredible. I really love, especially in anime, when there's just a really cool girl character that is just on a rampage, on a mission of vengeance, and looks good doing it. I live for that, so she is that for me. And then also, it was the second anime I ever watched. I was definitely probably way too young to watch it. I think I was in the 6th grade when I watched it, but it definitely is like a core memory anime for me, and it is incredible. Another tattoo that I've gotten a ton of compliments on. He killed it. And I will tell you guys, I thought the thigh, I had been told by people that getting your thighs tattooed would be painful, but in my experience, this was literally like a 1 out of 10 on the pain level. I was chilling through the whole thing. It was easy. It took like 2 hours, and I love it so much. Okay, quick edit. This is so bad of me, but I was starting to take pictures and B-roll footage for this video, and I totally forgot to talk about the tattoo that literally my fiance just gave me. So actually, after my thigh tattoo, the most recent tattoo I've gotten, Jake, I'm so sorry. So let me plug my fiance real quick. And I'm so proud of him. He's killing it. His Instagram is at SpeedSyncPosse, and his growth just in these past months has been amazing to watch. I'm seriously so proud. But I gave him a little bit of time to tattoo other people, enough first to where I knew he was solid and could give me a good tattoo. So he did give me a piece of his flash on my lower left calf. Pain level was like a 6 out of 10. It hurt, but it wasn't the worst. It was manageable, and I didn't feel bad asking for breaks because it's literally my fiance, so I know he's not gonna judge me because he knows me. But I think he killed it. I'm so proud to have this done by him on my calf. Yeah, it's just his flash. I made him change on the dagger. It was a star. I wanted it to be a heart, so it was a little bit more cutesy. And again, it is just me trying to balance out a good mix of traditional style tattoos with my fine line work as well. So yeah, sorry Jake, love you, love the tattoo. And I can't believe I forgot that. Okay, back to editing. All right, if you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching this video. But I know you guys see my tattoos, and a lot of people are curious about why I have them, what they mean, whatever. Sorry, there's not a lot of like super meaningful ones. I genuinely just love tattooing. And also, I just want to say that I am in no means a expert or as knowledgeable as I wish I was in tattoo culture and tattoo history. I just love tattoos, and I'm excited to get more tattoos, and also breaking the stigma that surrounds tattoos. Like back in the day when I was getting my tattoos, I was working at places like Legoland or Urban Outfitters, and especially at Legoland because it was a theme park. Back then, you weren't allowed to have any visible tattoos, so I would have to cover my arms even though most people didn't, and my uniform was different to accommodate my tattoos, which felt so old-fashioned for how society is. Like, if you're really looking at it and considering that probably 80% of the parents that walk into Legoland have tattoos themselves, but the employees aren't allowed to have any visible tattoos, it's giving problematic, and they have since changed that so that is no longer a rule there, but it was still a rule when I was working there. So I am pretty passionate and determined to break the stigma that comes with being tattooed, especially as a woman in business, in the fashion industry, in working with all different types of clients. I feel like a lot of people aren't exposed to people with tattoos in my world that I'm in, and I do want to prove that people with tattoos are capable, they are educated, they are well off. It's not some scary thing. There is no negative connotation with my tattoos, you guys. I just love them, and I want to break that stigma, so hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, it's at LauraLeighLux. I'll put it right here. Thank you so much again for making it through this video with me. I love you, I appreciate you, and I hope you have the most beautiful day possible. I'm gonna try to film another video at some point this week and get back onto consistent YouTube hustling. So make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I'll love you forever. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day, and bye.